Hello everyone, it's Nikki Batgirl D'Angelo. It's December 16th, and today is the day that Elite Dangerous went live. And although it went live and I had a rip-roaring time last night playing the last little bit of alpha, and today playing for a long time, way too long, the opening day of the release version, I still feel that it has a lot missing. Nonetheless, I had a rip-roaring time. I did something that was quite different. First off, they decided not to do a wipe of the Gamma progress that most of us had made during the pre-release. Now, Gamma was pre-release. It was so we could get an opportunity to jump in, find the last little bugs, and get a head start on the people that did not buy the game early. Now, I was not an alpha, but I was a premium beta player, and I've been playing off and on for quite a while. This is one of the ships that was released with the Gamma. It is the Adder. I've been having quite a bit of fun with it. Today, in my 4 hours of gameplay, oh my god, I'm so embarrassed, I actually hung this one up for a little bit, put it on the shelf, put it in mothball, whatever you want to call it, and took out an eagle. But you won't see that here. You'll see that in my Let's Play that I'll put out maybe tomorrow. Nonetheless, Elite Dangerous has a long way to go. It doesn't have a long way to go to be fun. It has a long way to go to be a feature-complete game. There's so much that seems to be thrown in there just to make you feel good that still needs to be finished out. Space combat, space trading, and mission running, it does feel kind of complete. But the game itself, it's missing some things that are going to hold on to its audience for a long time. Now, being an old-time Elite player, I don't fear myself being able to find the opportunity to play this game as often as I can. I will be playing it quite often, at least until Star Citizen comes out. I just think that there needs to be a little bit more tweaked. And I'll give you a for instance. I have 3 ships. I have a Sidewinder. I've purchased, well, I didn't purchase an Eagle. It came with the Mercenary package or Premium Beta or Alpha. So I have an Eagle, and then I have an Adder. So I have 3 ships. Say I want to put them in different places throughout the galaxy. Well, I can do that, right? I can put one in Heisenberg in LHS 1914. I could stick a Sidewinder over in Eridan for good old times of the beta. I could go into one of the starter systems and put an Eagle there. But no, I can't. I need to put my ships in a station, and I need that station to be my hub. Should I go far away, like 200 light years, by another ship, there's no way to get back to my other ship. I can't leave one and take a shuttle to my other ship. Alright, so that's not so bad. So I have to have a hub, and, I can't have different places around the galaxy. But let's take another instance. If I buy a brand new ship, a ship isn't as expensive as the parts that you need to purchase for it to be viable. So say I'm upgrading from my Adder to a Cobra Mark III. I could do that. It's only 375,000 credits for the Cobra Mark III. I shouldn't have a problem with that at all, right? Here's me taking one of those babies out, I think at least. I think this is the Cobra Mark III. But, what the truth of the matter is? I can't go to another station with my Eagle or with my Adder to get parts to make that Cobra Mark III better. I have to fly there myself while it's not so armed, while it's not so good. And that makes me feel just a little bit like they threw this piece in. Now, the original Elite, you use the same ship all the way through, and the other versions of Elite, you always sold your ship to get a new one. It's said that they gave us the ability to have these multiple ships because of the whiners, and I'm not a whiner, from Star Citizen. Well, I do believe I should be able to have a fleet. What if I want an Adder for light exploration? What if I want an Eagle to go out and harass some people, do some bounty hunting? What if I want a Python or an Orca? These are all different ships. I should have the opportunity to have these. And yes, maybe we, the people that are playing the Star Citizen game, or hope to play it in the future, are kind of dictating where Elite Dangerous should go. And I'm not sure if we're wrong or if the people at Elite are wrong. Nonetheless, multi-ships are in the game. You know, the ownership of multiple ships is in the game. And there has to be a better way for that to work. Alright, so let's put that aside. The second piece is, you don't really feel like a big part of things unless you read. It's like going back to EverQuest, where the characters didn't talk. You got missions through reading the text. And I don't want to be critical. I am having a good time, and I think they're cool and they're funny, and I know this isn't going to be Star Citizen. There's not going to be multiple actors. There's not going to be millions spent on green screen and motion capture. But that's what's missing. That's kind of what's missing. I'm still having a good time. I'm not going to stop playing it. And I'm not going to give it an F. I'm going to give it a B- as of right now. There's a long way for this game to go. It's got to get the ability to land on planets like they promised. There's a lot of different mechanics that need to be fixed. But nonetheless, it's out. It's a game that you could go and buy. It's a game that you can go and join in with your friends. And for those that want to join me, I have a private group called Batgirl. I'm not playing on it tonight. I'm actually playing War Thunder, trying to get used to the US tanks there. But I'm hoping, praying that something changes and something goes on. So today I got in the game, like I said. I stored my adder and I went out with my eagle. And not one point in the 4 hours did I go, oh my god, this is a horrible game. I did find things to be a little bit monotonous at times when I would go to one of these USSs, which is a unidentified signal source, and you can see them every now and then pop up as you're going between stations. And I'd get things that I just don't know what to do with, like a wedding procession or a funeral procession, or somebody telling me that they want to buy goods and not explaining to me how I can sell them to them. So things have to change. But, you know, there I am, a dealer, mostly harmless, and now after today, mostly aimless. I've made quite a bit of a name for myself in the game, not amongst other people, but for me, all me. And I am having fun. So while it sounds like I'm being critical, in reality, I'm just having fun. I really, really, really like the game, and I think I'm going to continue to play it for a long time. I got 29 kills today in that 4 hours. Delivered quite a lot of merchandise around the part of the galaxy I'm in, and visited quite a number of planets. I think, well, not planets, star systems. I think it was somewhere between 18 and 20 in that 4 hours. It was a good time. If you look just above Bohm, you see that two arcs, like the parentheses. That's an unidentified signal source. You fly up to it, you'll find any one of a number of things, and the only thing I'm really looking for up there are pirates, or people that have bounties on them in Federation space. Alright guys, I'm going to jump into Star Citizen because that's where my true love is, right? So here in the Star Citizen universe, things are starting to pick up steam also. Version 1.0 of Arena Commander. See how they're making it sound like a release? I guess you can spin it any way you want. Is coming out soon. But yet graphical glitches like that are still in the game. But I'm not going to hold them accountable for that right now because the game still is pre-alpha, regardless of them trying to pull the wool over on some people's head and call it version 1.0 of Arena Commander. We know different. And I'm not going to be critical here because I actually think that CIG is going to have a winner on their hands when this is finally done. It was starting to feel for a while like there was just way too much being put into the game and that it would just never come out because they have put so much on their plate, that they were never going to be able to get through it all. But now, as time is going on, seeing how the division of tasks has enabled them to do a lot of things at once, I'm starting to have confidence in CIG and that they will deliver us a game within the next 18 months. More so, that we'll be able to see something out next year called Squadron 42. In the last 7 days, a small patch came out. It gave us the opportunity to see a ship that that we may have purchased. God knows I did a while ago, and that is the Gladiator. I did a short preview on it. It's not a review, it was a preview because I did it before there were any stats out, and I said that in the review. And they went out and they did a stat update. So I'll be updating you all inside of SCAA as one of the features, talking about the things that changed on the Gladiator. But along with the Gladiator came out a look at a couple of the models of the Mustang. We have the Alpha and the Gamma, Alpha and Delta, I think. Over to the right. Over here, I'm just showing off the models, of course. But over to the right, we get an idea of what the Mustang variants are going to look like. And there is a military variant, and I wonder if that is the special edition. Right now, the limited edition I thought was going to be the Omega Racing, but it seems like the Omega is going to be the racer for everyone. It will not be limited, so expect something like the military version of the Mustang to be the limited edition, or not always available. So I've got quite a lot going on here, and I'm thinking that this isn't a news show, this is my thoughts show. And somebody asked me a question this week, can you do a video about the ships in your hangar and tell us a little bit about them and why you have them? So being that this is state of the game and I said ask me questions, I think I'm going to answer that question. Now I have quite a number of ships. I think I have somewhere between 13 and 20, I'm not sure. And to be honest with you, I don't have anywhere near as many as some people. I know people with over 100 ships. But there was a rhyme and a reason to what ships I bought and why. And in the end, I just want you to know that I do have an Aurora that will be my starter ship, and that is the Aurora LX. The Aurora LX I bought as my starter ship because I want to be an exploration specialist. That's what I want to do in Star Citizen. And I think some people just don't get it when they look at it, that the Aurora LX is indeed one of those things that is made for exploration. It's got a jump engine, and it's got a computer that can find your way back home after you find a jump point. So I think that that is one of the things that is really important to me. So that was one of the first ships that I had to have. Wasn't the first two, or first of two or three, but it was in that first group. Over here in the military wing, I have 3 ships, each of them near and dear to me, and I'll talk about each one. Oh, there is the Constellation. We'll talk about that one too. Let's turn around over here. Gladiator. Oh, it's just beefy. It's strong. It's the A6 Intruder, the Avenger, the Dauntless, all rolled into one. And then behind it over there is a Gladius. Sleek, light, maneuverable, beautiful, hopefully. We don't know until we actually get to fly it. And then, of course, behind that, the Super Hornet. There's not a lot that I could say about the Super Hornet, except for it is just kick-ass, right? It is the bring it all to the, bring it all to the event and do your best and kick butt and just be number one. I think that any of you that have flown the Hornet, the F-7C, inside of Arena Commander can say it definitely is the ship that's made for dogfighting. Well, the Super Hornet with 2 people in it, extra weapons, a little bit extra armor, I think that one is going to be killer. Alright, let's move on from here. So we're going to take a look again and just see all of these beautiful ships one by one. They are quite nice, right? Alright, so as we go on from here, I'll just talk about things while we get ready to move into the next hangar. There are going to be a number of ships put up for sale over the next few weeks. And these are going to be the ones that we already have had. So, when I say put up for sale, they're going to be put into packages. They're going to be offered in different ways. They're trying to spark the more attention on the game and move it away from that you buy ships and move it towards these are the ships of the game. And I think that that's something that's actually going to start to change the way that we look at Star Citizen. Not the game that you buy lots of ships to be in, but the game that you buy and get to use a lot of ships. Remember, this is still beta. This is still alpha. This is still pre-alpha. And it's all of those things wrapped up into one. So they still need to make money to be able to bring this game to light. And when people say, why do they need so much money? Let's look at Chris Roberts and what he's doing. He's not actually making just a video game. He's actually trying to combine a feature movie, the Squadron 42 campaign, and a game, Star Citizen, into one big giant mushroom. I guess what you could call it, or snowball. I'm spending an awful lot of time in here. I'm sorry, I just like the look of my different ships. The Constellation, we're going to go back to me, is a ship that I purchased because, well, I think that every hangar needs to have a Connie in it. Well, not really. Every one of my hangars. Constellation is sleek, it's beautiful, it's fast, it's that... I think it's going to be the Millennium Falcon of this game. And the Phoenix is the lucky lady, or the luck lady, or Lady Luck, or whatever Landau Calrissian called his yacht, his pleasure yacht. I really, really, really like this ship, the Phoenix. I think it's going to be one of my favorite ships, and I might deck it out for exploration. The Freelancer, any Freelancer, the Max, the Base, the DUR, or the MIS, I just think that there's something about them. I think this is the signature ship of Star Citizen. And why do I say that? I don't know. It just seems to be the one that shouts out to me, Star Citizen. And in the long run, it's probably going to be the F-150 of the game. The tried and true, standing up to the test of time, just like the commercial. Come on. And it's going to be the one where a lot of merchants start making their early runs. I mean, you got to admit, it's really is a beautiful hauler, even though it's going to be something you grow out of quite soon. Alright, so there's the two Auroras, and actually there's only one Aurora there, no matter what you see. The LX I've already talked about. Let's talk about the Avenger. I'm sorry, my favorite look of a ship in the game right now is the Avenger, and it has been for some time. You can go back and watch my different reviews of it all the way back from when it started till now. And although I know the 325A will probably wind up being a better ship, which I can't guarantee, it's just something about this pregnant pigeon that just screams to me and I just love. It looks kind of like one of the ships inside of one of Chris Roberts' games in some light, but I can't wait to fly it. There's the LX, missing that red trim that I wish it had again. You could see it from the top, but not the sides. I still think they have to touch up the lighting on these models, and that might be something coming with 1.0. Like I said, the LX is going to be my exploration vessel. Here we go, looking at the LN. This is a nice ship, but this is not going to be a ship that I own in-game. This one will be traded out for a Mustang. Most likely I would say I'll probably trade this one out because I have LTI on it for the limited edition. And I know some of you like the LN version of it. I just will not be using it. And then we have the racing wing over here. Now, how could you have a racing wing without the veteran, the amazing 350R. And after the commercial, well, I didn't wait for the commercial. I bought the M50 a full year before they even had it out. So it was one of those bought sight unseen. And then, of course, I have the Mustang in front of it that thankfully one of my viewers was able to get me. I really appreciate it. I like to race, and I can't wait to actually be on a better track in the real persistent universe. Now, racing is going to be part of the esports entrance, or how they're going to enter into esports. And these are your 3 ships. The one that everyone can buy, and then the 2 that will be limited editions and come out every now and then. So I'm going to get myself into the Omega, and then we're just going to talk and close out this episode. I have some other ships, and the other ships that I have, the Kart 2, I just love the way that it looked and can't wait to see how it flies. The Carrack, I want to be an explorer. If you don't have the top-end explorer ship, well, let's just say I have the Carrack because I want to be an explorer. And I'll hold my opinion of the ship until I actually see it. And then I have one of the well, I can't wait for this last ship. It's the Aegis Dynamics Retaliator. That ship is beautiful, and I can't wait to be able to walk around it in my hangar in just a few short months. And it's an important vessel, important to Squadron 42, and important to the CIG and Foundry 42 team. It's going through yet another rework, and I can't wait to have it in here. I hope that answers your question. I am really looking forward to a lot of different aspects of this game, but in the grand scheme of things, I think I'm going to wind up being a light bounty hunter, a light trader, and heavy-duty exploration. And I'll leave the rest of all those other tasks for everybody else, because I'm sure there's enough for everyone to go around. God, I can't talk sometimes. Well, I'm excited that version 1.1 is coming, 1.0 is coming out on Friday, I hope. I'm going to make a prediction that they missed that mark. Not that I know anything, but I just have a gut that they'll probably show it off and release it the next week. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. But I'll make another prediction. There's going to be some big sales during the live stream that come up as flash sales. I don't believe that there's going to be anything big. Some people have sent me messages saying that they expect there to be like an Idris to be on sale. But we know that so many times they have said that they would not put that back on sale again, that I don't expect it. But if it does go on sale, I hope any of you people that have been waiting for it have the opportunity to buy one. Again, my gut is it's not going on sale. Well, folks, I answered a question. I talked a little bit about what's going on, and I hope that next week I'm doing the show from inside of one of my ships in Arena Commander 1.0. Until then, you all be safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon.